Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know Punsh Run Boxing and the chairman of the Canelo Alvarez fan base committee. I speak for all. We don't want to see Canelo Alvarez fight John Ryder. Nah, that's beneath Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, a.k.a. King Nelo, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Kelo, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. get the fuck out of here, man. Canelo Alvarez, the super middleweight undisputed, the 4th division world titleist, cash cow of the sport of boxing. You know? But we keep it unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. And we gotta keep it consistent. We gotta keep the momentum going. The WBA has implemented the belt reduction plan, in which there wouldn't be no more interim. And then the regular, and the guys that were supposed to be interim was supposed to be fighting the regular, as we saw with Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolly. And then the regular will have to fight the super, thus having just one belt for each division, as we all cried about, moan about, bitch about. The fan base, you know, been saying that now there's too many belts, man. Boxing is crazy. There's too many belts, too many champions. So the reduction plan, the WBA, Gilberto Mendoza implemented the reduction plan, and we agreed. The reason why late last year they ordered Lara to face Triple G, the regular champion, versus the super champion Triple G. The reason why I did a video last year about Gervonta Tank Davis needs to be mandated to fight Devin the Dream Haney, who is undisputed. Gervonta Tank Davis, the regular champion. I'm keeping it consistent. I'm boxing logically and objectively. I'm keeping it consistent. So now, David Morrell Jr., who has been a regular champion since January of last year when he got elevated as an interim, as a regular, has been waiting on the sidelines. And yeah, David Morrell Jr. doesn't have a lot of fights, but he's been a regular champion for quite some time. Canelo Alvarez, the super champion, the undisputed 168-pounder, the super champion. But we all know that David Morrell Jr. has a way more of an upside than John Ryder. Look, I respect all fighters, but come on. 5 losses, come on. That's going to be a cakewalk for Canelo Alvarez. And like I said before, Canelo Alvarez is just not a great of this era. But Canelo Alvarez is an all-time great. He's held to a different standard. Canelo Alvarez is not even compared to guys today. Really, he's compared to if he's the best Mexican fighter ever. He's been compared with cemented legacies already. And then there's some people out there that be like, well, Canelo, for example, there's potential matchups like Jamal Charlo, like David Benavidez, and like Demetrius Andre. And then the people want to shame these guys for Canelo Alvarez not to fight them, because people will be like, but look at their resume. Who they fought? Ladies and gentlemen, nobody right now, currently, none of Canelo Alvarez contemporaries can match Canelo Alvarez's resume. So that shaming should go across the board, even though they shouldn't be shamed. Nobody has the resume of Canelo Alvarez. Nobody's even close to having the accomplishments of Canelo Alvarez. So everybody, in terms of accomplishments, is actually beneath Canelo Alvarez. So that's not an excuse for y'all to say that Canelo Alvarez should fight this one and this one and this one. Look, they all should fight one another. We all know that. We want to see a matchup with everybody. Demetrius Andre recently just stated that he wants to fight David Morrell Jr. He wants to fight Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo want to fight David Benavidez. David Benavidez is going to be fighting Caleb Plant this March. So, yeah, we all want to see them fight each other, but Canelo Alvarez holds responsibility as an undisputed. Canelo Alvarez has had 2 voluntary bouts, right? Canelo Alvarez fought. Dimitri Bivol moved up while holding the straps. Okay, he was going to go to fight Makabu in the cruiserweight, but good. But he fought Bivol, lost. He got another voluntary fight in Triple G, 160, moving up. All right, is he going to get another voluntary? No, they talking about a potential mandatory bout with him and John Ryder, because John Ryder beat Zach Parker, where in which they have yet ordered the mandatory bout. So, Canelo Alvarez, who recently had a surgery, it might be given a voluntary. But David Morrell Jr. has been waiting on the sideline as a regular champion longer than any other potential fight, any potential name that we've been waiting in the 168-pound division. So we as fans, as we've been bitching and crying and moaning about, that we want less belts. Let's continue. Let the WBA do what it's set to do back in when they mentioned the reduction plan in 2021. David Morrell Jr. versus Canelo Alvarez. El Mexicano versus El Cubano. Good matchup. Good matchup. Maybe this is the type of kind of fight that passes the baton. Canelo Alvarez got the experience and the skills. Still, we probably pick Canelo Alvarez to beat David Morrell Jr. because David Morrell Jr. haven't fought these type of caliber fighters that warrants people to be, oh, David Morrell is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. But he got the skills and talent. And probably he could actually mirror what Bivol did to Canelo Alvarez. But I believe that Canelo Alvarez is great. One of the greatest of all time to adjust. Because that's what I believe in Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is great enough to adjust. And I believe that he has the intellect. I believe that he's great enough to do so, even if he get a touch up, with Bivol. But let's not forget that Bivol wants to be an undisputed champion. So he's looking at the winner of Yard and Beterbiev. And we all know we don't like nothing to stand in the way of an undisputed bout. Just like we wasn't happy that we were going to see the trilogy with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, because we wanted to see the undisputed with Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. Remember? We was tight. We didn't want nothing to get in the way with Bud Crawford, Earl Spence, because we wanted to see undisputed. We didn't want to see nobody to get in the way of Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano, because we want to see undisputed. We didn't want to see nothing to get in the way of Inoue versus Paul Butler, which is supposed to be Inoue versus Casimero, because we want to see undisputed. We want to see the best fight the best. We want to see the king. We ain't want nobody to get in the way with Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor. Remember who stepped aside? Who stepped aside? It was Jack Catterall. He stepped aside so we could see the undisputed. We don't want nothing to stand in the way of undisputed, right? We want to see these type of matchups. We want to see the reduction of belts. We just want to see one champion. So let's keep it consistent. David Morrell Jr. and Canelo Alvarez should be mandated to fight because that's what the fans been asking for. Let's not contradict ourselves. We don't want to see John Ryder and Canelo Alvarez. Let's be real. We ain't never talk about John Ryder and Canelo Alvarez. And ladies and gentlemen, let me say John Ryder es un pelagato, ese hombre, compared to get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? So, in conclusion, let's all keep it consistent. We ask for something. And the WBA, one of the belt federation, has answered to our cry. So let's keep on going. David Morrell Jr. versus Canelo Alvarez, 5 de Mayo. El Cubano, el Mexicano. Latino. ¿Verdad? Latino, baby. ¿Verdad? Let's get that fight. Let's get a good challenging. Let's get a good fight. The young and the old. The promising star. The promising future. Could the baton be passed to David Morrell Jr.? Let me know what y'all think. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Love you. God bless. And on to the next.